G'day, and welcome to Mark and Sam After Work. Today I want to go through about this March High Master 10 to 60 scope. It's an MOA scope, it's second focal plane, it's really a nice scope and it's worked really well for the little bit of testing we've done with it. The story I would say about March scopes, as far as we're concerned, I've known about them for a long time, but I've always considered them to be a bench rest, 1000 metre scope, very good power, made for being able to zoom in to see holes in paper, and really considered them not much more than that. In dealing with the guys over here, which is Stewart over at BRT in Australia, agents for March over here, they're the people that sent us the Genesis to have a look at. He pointed out to me the fact they do lots of scopes. They do lots of tactical scopes as well. They have a huge range of all sorts of scopes. And he sent this one across from how to play with. Now, I haven't had a lot of time to do that. We set up the other day and actually did a little bit on a test rifle, or using as a spotting scope with the extra power in this scope, which was a good starting point for us. But this week I got out to go and have a little play and actually shoot with it, see what it's like to get in behind and actually use it in the shooting format. And to be honest, I like it. It's a nice scope. It is all the things that I knew of them in the way of it's good quality glass. I don't know if it's Japanese or shot glass. I think it's Japanese, but listen, I don't know on that, and really I'm not a glass connoisseur. I don't get into the finer details. I want to be able to see clearly, and that's about as far as I go with it. And this did that. The features that matter to me, there's one that it's a little bit low on. It only has 60 MOA of internal elevation. In saying that, with the world of adjustable bases, with the Charlie track system on the front, with other things around that, and depending that you are going to use more than 60 MOA, that might not be an issue for you anyway. But there are ways around that, and that's certainly what we had set up, and that wasn't a problem for us. But the likes of the second focal plane, there's not that many scopes out there that come in good features with the second focal plane, and this definitely is. This is a full second focal plane, MOA, so it's right in my wheelhouse. The reticle in it is a super fine, super simple reticle. And I'll show some images in a little while, but go through to show some images of what the reticle looks like. And show that at different powers. Now, being second focal plane, it means your reticle stays the same size. One of the features I like about that is that it's a nice fine reticle, as you can see here, but the reticle from 10 power to, in any place you want to go, right up to 60 power doesn't change in size. So with a lot of first focal plane scopes, by the time you get a reticle that's fine enough to be not obtrusive up in the high powers, it's too fine to see in the low powers, and vice versa. Once it's decent thickness to see in the lower powers, it becomes too thick and obtrusive in the high powers. And when I say obtrusive, what I'm talking about, why I like a simple reticle. The simple reason for it is I like to be able to see all what's out in front of me. That what's inside, if I'm doing my job properly and everything's working, I want very little in the way of holdover. I have to use it, but I use it in reference to the target. And I want to be able to see where the impact is. So especially in my ELR shooting, I want to be able to see a clean hit. I presume it's a bit the same when you're shooting on paper and you're trying to see things, and that's a little bit the design of this reticle. But for me, I want to be able to see and help my spotter, try and see for myself if I can, but see that hit. I don't want that little tiny black pup to be behind a bit that's in the reticle. So a simple reticle like this is a really nice thing. Power-wise, in truth, I don't know if I'd ever use 60 power in the way of power. It's nice to have it there, and in a spotting side of things it's good, but in a shooting side of things, to be honest, years and years and years I didn't go above 15 power. Once I started to really push the boundaries and doing silly things like trying to shoot a coat count at 2,000 metres, I found that actually being able to wind up the power a bit in that sort of situation helped, that I could actually see the thing I was shooting at, not where the thing should be, but actually see the thing. and that pushed me up to the 25 sort of power I was starting to use. Once I go out to the 4,000 meters and 5,000 yards, 5,000 meter, 5K neck of the woods, then I find that with, I'm using my Night Force scope there, and then going up to 30 power, if the conditions are nice enough, going up to 30 power works for me. But all those things are me, and that's how I do things. I'm quite comfortable back at my 15 power, and there is the logic for some people that if once you take it too small, you start moving too much, you start fighting yourself rather than backing it off to where it's easier to aim. Yeah, listen, that can be an issue for some people. With a stable rest, all that sort of stuff, there is the ability to zone in, to go in further. You're obviously losing your field of view, but come into more power. So I think for some people, you're going to find that being able to use something like this and get up in the 40 power, even 50 power, you're really going to be able to do it. And this is a scope that gives you that feature. All the way everything worked in the way of the dialing, all that sort of stuff, with the testing I did in the way of optically and shooting wise, it shot really well. Very nice. It's quite easy to focus at the back here. That worked really nicely. Everything about it I was super happy with, in truth. This thing shot really nicely. Was really nice to shoot with, I should say. And I am impressed with the ability of the amount of power in the way of a tactical scope power used like that. So anyway, that's a quick look at the scope. I know a few people use them. I just really wanted to show, you know, I'd had a proper look at it. It is, listen, it is a nice scope. It is one of the options that's really out there. And for the people looking for that more power, I think it's a really good option. Anyway, that's my quick look at it. That's my 10 cents on it. I think they are a good option. Thanks for checking in on us. We'll catch you next time.